Hey everybody, Kyle Goeth here from GoatFilmReviews.com and the Goat Film Reviews YouTube channel, and I've got my first reaction to the new film Cassandro from 2023. This is a biopic, I guess, of the luchador wrestler Cassandro. I've never heard of him before. I've never heard of Cassandro. I've never heard of the person who kind of portrayed them on stage. I don't know much about wrestling. I don't follow much wrestling of any type, and so... But I will say, kind of like racing, I'm always captivated by the stories. Kind of like sports films. I don't follow sports all that often either, but when they're done, when you give me an interesting story, I will be invested. I will be a part of it, and that's what Cassandra was. So it follows this gay wrestler, Saul Armendariz, I think I'm saying it right, from Texas, who would basically cross the border and kind of portray this character, Lucha Libre character. And at the time, it was seen as kind of when you played like the queer character or the gay character on screen, you know, and kind of you were always the heel. You were always meant to lose. You're always kind of the joke, if you will. And so he decided to take that and kind of, I think the term is exotico, and he decided to take that and kind of like reinvent what that could be. And I think that was a really fascinating story because he's kind of a pioneer of wrestling, of lucha libre wrestling in specific, but again, not a story I knew a lot about. I knew about Roger Ross Williams, the director. I think they had done a documentary that I really liked a couple years back. And so this was an entertaining film. Gael Garcia Bernal was in it. He played the lead, Saul. And I really like him. Every time he is in a movie, it's something surprising and interesting. I mean, he was just in Werewolf by Night last year, and that's a completely different character to what he plays here. Every time he's on screen, I get excited about what he's going to do next and how he's going to surprise me next. And he's an actor none of us really talk about, but very deserving of credit. So his lead performance is great in the film. I really like the style about this film in that it's kind of begins it kind of self-denigrating a little bit. Like the style of the film is kind of portraying that to be an exotico is to be a loser or a failure or something wrong with you, and kind of how he overcomes that and rises up to the next level. Bad Bunny's in the film. He's pretty good. I mean, Bad Bunny doesn't have a lot to do in the movie, and he's kind of one of those people I think should keep practicing smaller roles, because I think he's fine here. I think he's solid here. I also thought he was really good in Bullet Train. But like, for example, when he led SNL, I don't think Bad Bunny was capable of doing a live comedy show. So I think Bad Bunny is capable, and I think he does a good job here. Who's the other? God, there was another person in this film. I'm going to try and check the name here. I can't find the cast, the name, but like I said, I think a lot of the cast actually in the film is quite good. The writing of the film by Roger Ross Williams and David Teague, I think it's solid. It's solid work. It's not like an exemplary screenplay. It does fit kind of paint by the numbers, which is fine. But particularly near the end of the film, they rushed to the ending a little bit, and that's one of my flaws with it. Was I felt like the ending was like, oh, I wanted to know a little bit more. Oh, it's done. Okay, it's done. Which is it's interesting because I think the film runs like about an hour and 45 minutes long, and I've been getting pissed off at movies the past couple years because I just think most of them are way too long. This is a movie I think could have stemmed. It had great pacing for what it had, but I would have liked a little bit more in the climax denouement of the film as we get towards the ending. I think the film rushes a little bit to get to its conclusion, and I kind of was more interested in that part of the story as we got to it. So I was sad that we rushed through it so quick. All in all, though, I enjoyed Cassandra quite a bit, especially its lead performance. I liked the Roger Ross Williams directing in this film. This is the first narrative feature, as I mentioned, from him that I've seen. I think the documentary was called Life Animated, and it was quite good. But this was the first one that I'd seen where it was like, okay, yeah, you can do the narrative stuff too. You can do a lot of it. Gael Garcia Bernal, I don't think he's going to get much attention come like Academy Oscar voting season, but I think he's well worth it. If you haven't checked out the film yet, I believe it should be on Amazon Prime by now. And thank you once again to them for sending me the screener so I could check out the film in my own time. Check out Cassandro, though. It's a movie that not many people have been talking about, but I quite enjoyed it. This is one I was looking forward to a couple months ago when it came, when we started hearing about it. And yeah, I was not disappointed at all. So definitely a recommendation for me on Cassandro. You can check out all my film reviews over at goatfilmreviews.com. While you're here at this video, though, please make sure to like and subscribe. They're 2 free things that you can do that help support my channel immensely, and you never miss new episodes of the show as they drop. While you're there as well, you can also check out goatfilmreviews.com. As I mentioned, you can find Goat Film Reviews on Facebook. You can follow me personally at Almighty Goatman and Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and X. And you can find my show, Kyle and Nick on Film, that I co-host with Nick Plotchuk from the St. Paul Filmcast. We have new episodes of that show every single week. All the things I just talked about, they're down in the description, so go ahead and check those out, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.